It is your job to take care of your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul, your friends, your family, your health. Your job.
He's not afraid to challenge the popular narrative when it comes to employee burnout. In a recent interview, Dimon made the bold claim that we need to stop blaming our employers for burnout.
Job. It's not our job. So I think there's a little bit of misunderstanding that some of the companies, now we should do everything we can to help you.
James Dimon is an American banker and businessman who has been the chairman and chief executive officer of JP Morgan Chase since 2006. Before we get started, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the exciting information we have on investment or the economy. This is a controversial topic that's been stirring up a lot of debate in the workplace, the issue of burnout. In this video, we'll examine Dimon's analysis and explore the implications for those who blame employers for their burnout.
I tell people we give you medical, shrinks, Pilates, massages. I mean, we really do try to take care of our people, but I can't make up for you not doing those other things, and you really have to do it yourself. Most people don't work very smart. So first off, work smart. Now, I deal with emails and phone calls generally once. Okay, I have 3 types of reading. It's very fast, very slow. The very slow is the complex. I really need to think about it. The very fast might be a magazine. I just want to see if they're interested in there or something like that. And people don't run their lives efficiently. And I'm sure you've seen even in school here, the people are frenzied. They're always frenzied. They're late. They can't get back. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. I couldn't get this done. I got my cases. I couldn't do this. If you're frenzied, it's you.
According to Dimon, burnout is often caused by individuals themselves rather than just the demands and policies of their employers. He believes that employees should take more personal responsibility for managing their time, energy, and work-life balance. It's easy to blame our companies and say they're overworking us or not providing enough support, Dimon said. But the truth is, a lot of burnout comes down to our own choices and behaviors.
But you're supposed to teach me how not to be.
You know how. Stop waiting for life to be easy. Stop hoping for somebody to save you. You don't need another person lying to you. Things don't all add up. But you're resilient. Face some hard facts and you could have an incredible life.
We need to be proactive in setting boundaries and prioritizing our well-being. While certain workplace cultures, policies, and demands can certainly contribute to employee burnout, such as unrealistic deadlines, lack of resources, and toxic environments, Dimon thinks individuals also have a personal responsibility to deal with these challenges productively. To address the burnout crisis, Dimon suggests several practical strategies that employees can adopt. These include setting defined work schedules and boundaries rather than allowing work to bleed into every waking hour.
It's not the school, it's not the job, it's you, because a lot of us aren't frenzied. I'm never late, almost never late. I'm not frenzied. I have a nice follow-up list. I know exactly what people are doing. I schedule time, for myself for exercise and for, making my phone calls. And if I didn't do it this morning, I would feel harried if I wasn't all caught up, So work really smart. Learn how to work smart, and then impart your life. I think it's really difficult when you have children. That does burn the candle at both ends. My advice to men is you better drop watching every football game and playing golf on both Saturday and Sunday. Do something with your kids.
We have to be disciplined about when we're on and when we're off, he said. Workers need to be proactive about delegating tasks and distributing their workloads rather than trying to shoulder every responsibility themselves. We have to learn to let go of certain things and trust our colleagues to take on more, he advised. Additionally, employees should communicate openly and honestly with their managers about their workload, expectations, and any signs of burnout. Dimon's perspective has drawn significant criticism from those who believe employers bear a greater duty of care for their workers' well-being.
The World Health Organization's decision to classify burnout as a syndrome. The UN agency says this results from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. So I think we can all relate. I know I certainly felt when I was an intern that was a time of almost feeling burned out.
Right. Many argue that burnout is often a systemic issue rooted in organizational policies, leadership, and workplace culture, not just individual behaviors.
In the 1980s, but it's taken 40 years for us to really elevate the description, and the World Health Organization is saying a couple things. First of all, this is not a medical condition. It's an occupational phenomenon.
So I was cynical and I said to you, like, come on.
Exactly.
We're just sick of work.
Not a medical condition. It can lead to other issues.
Seems like certain jobs might lean or I guess you might have a worse chance of actually suffering burnout in them.
Right, and so they do say this can apply to any career, but there are certain professions, so people-oriented professions, things like teachers, social workers, medical professionals, police, paramedics, where there's really this intense time of emotional and personal contact, high demands, and a lack of resources in a lot of instances. But researchers in this field have identified essentially 6 things that if there's a mismatch between you and your job in one of these 6 areas, then that could lead to burnout. And those things are workload, control, reward, community fairness, and values.
Companies have to take responsibility for creating sustainable work environments that support their workers' mental and physical health.
You do your job better, you get points.
Others contend that Dimon's views overlook the power imbalance and constraints that many employees face, particularly in high-pressure industries or roles with limited autonomy. They argue that simply exhorting workers to try harder oversimplifies a complex, multifaceted problem. The reality is, a lot of employees don't have the luxury of just setting boundaries or prioritizing self-care when their livelihoods are on the line. Dimon's perspective ignores the very real pressures and systemic issues that drive burnout.
Okay, you call it whatever you want, but I have a lot of friends who complain about they have enough family time, but they go play golf on Saturday and Sunday. I'm playing golf on Saturday and Sunday means you wake up at 7 or 8, you go play golf for 3 hours, you have lunch, usually Bloody Mary, you go home and take a nap. Okay, and then you go to dinner with friends. You know, you should have done something with your family. And so you can do it. And if you're a woman, I think it's even harder, you know, and I think there's some jobs that are really conducive to helping you and some aren't.
However, he acknowledges that companies also have a responsibility to create work environments that support their workers' well-being.
We can help, but we can't do it for you. We can provide opportunities, but we can't do it for you. Second, you know,
so what does that mean? You want people to basically say, I'm going to leave,
Yes, you got to go take care of your kid's baseball game, you don't feel well, you need a spiritual getaway, you should do those things and it can be done.
It's not a one-sided issue. It requires a collaborative effort between employers and employees, Dimon said. Companies need to provide the right resources, policies, and leadership to enable their workers to thrive. But workers also have to be willing to take ownership of their own self-care and work-life balance. All right, everyone, thanks for following along. I personally believe that Dimon's views challenge the popular narrative by emphasizing the critical role of employees in addressing burnout. Whether you agree with Dimon's perspective or not, the burnout crisis in today's workplaces is undeniable. The question remains, where does the responsibility lie? And what can both employers and employees do to find a solution? Share your thoughts on Dimon's perspective in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future business updates. See you in the next one.
They can't get it done. I always tell them, it's you. It's not the company. There are a lot of people doing that exact same job, and they're always at peace.